Okay, you can hear us now. Oh, my word. That was a bit silly.
Can you hear me? Can you hear us? Can you hear them?
Oh, my word. Right, I'll tell you what.
Start again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to press the whole intro and we're going to do the whole intro again. How exciting is this?
Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris News.
Hulk. Oh.
VIP visit?
Hulk meat. AP party smash. It's all my fault. It was all my fault. Okay. For those of you who don't know, because it'll be edited out of the podcast, we just cocked up the entire intro because somebody has been so focused on sorting out a classic show afterwards that he forgot to turn all the audio on. So we had no audio for the first start, and then we had half the audio for the second start while I got the music working as well. But now I think we've got everything. I think we're there. We're good to go. It's all going to be fine.
What put me off was before I did my Hulk meat thing, I could hear the audio coming from my phone, and it just put me off. Sorry.
Right, go on, Lucy. Go for it.
It's all right. We'll be hosting Match of the Day next week because they've asked everybody else and we're the bottom of the barrel.
I refuse.
We turned it down out of
Is
principle.
that it?
Yes, I wouldn't do it either.
Okay. Hey there, hi there, ho there, Disney fans. Welcome to another Disneyland Paris show. We're keeping up our end of the bargain and being delightfully disorganised.
Incompetent.
Yes. But we are back into the swing of things. We have news, we have trip reports, we have chats and things. And where should we start?
Shout-outs for Pamela coming up.
We do. We're also going to do on our Patreon show today, if you're hanging around for that, we're doing a review of Tron.
Ooh.
Did we like it?
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find
you have to
out.
tune into the podcast, or if you're a Patreon subscriber, a Disney Street pal, if you will, you can come and join us after this show live.
Cool. Right then. So, what do we do first, Huey? I believe you have jobs.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Who are they?
All aboard, please. Today in the chat, first in the chat was it's gone again. Right, was Dan. First this week, 70 days until our 25th visit. So first in the chat and 25 days to go.
25th visit, though.
Taking their 2 and 4-year-old. We've also got Sam in the chat, 105 days until their 3rd visit, second time for our 2-year-old. Ross is here, 61 days. Miriam's here. With the trip report we might do today, possibly, because it's we have a backlog of them, but Miriam,
it's AP critical.
Miriam has a time dependent one.
Yes.
Johnny's here and Pamela, Daisy Mabbott, full names there. The solo show is here. We appeared on the solo show.
We did. We had a lovely time on Monday night, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Having chit chats.
Yeah.
It was great. It was thoroughly enjoyable and a nice way to spend the Monday. And I've already started listening back to it. I haven't listened to it all yet, but I do like to listen to myself talk. So I'm going to enjoy that this week.
Gareth is also in the chat, as is Scottish Claire and Wits Wanderlust and Andrew Palmer and Jimmy. And who is Nate? ? And Aaron is here, as also is Roz and Emily. And we're getting to the end, I think. We have LAB. I think that is. And Mark with a Q is back in business. And Pauline is also here. And that's about it. Sam for God is here. Hello, Sam. I enjoyed your British pub video the other day. John is here. I've already done John. Voiceover guy.
Guys, we're embarrassing ourselves in front of Sam for God. This just won't do.
Well, I'm not embarrassed. I do it that often, honestly. Make these sorts of mistakes so often. I'm not fazed by it anymore.
Well,
sorry if I missed anyone. Wasn't intentional. Hello, George. There we go.
Just a quick one on the solo show. If any of you are interested in giving it a listen, what I will do is I will bang the link to the show in the chat before tomorrow morning. So if you're watching live now, you won't be able to see it. But if you pop back tomorrow, you will. And if you get it on the podcast, it'll be there already.
In which we
when you
give a
listen to it.
Canadian gentleman tips on Disneyland Paris.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yes, mostly involving mango snacks.
Mm.
Not true.
Should we news it yet? Or
Let's start with some
still,
news.
Are we still drinking? No, let's news it. Should
Yeah.
we news it?
I think we should.
Shall I go first?
It's been shambolic enough. Let's get some news
Let's
out
get
of
on with it.
Yeah.
Let's get on
Yeah.
with it.
Okay. So, Josh Damara and Bob Iger. Josh Damara, who's he, Chris?
Oh, is that bloke that doesn't get the blame at all for things that are going on in
yeah.
Disney because everyone likes him because he's
He's that bloke. He's handsome.
he's got a swag about him.
He does. He's handsome and
Ooh.
suave and olive-skinned.
We were a bit orange, so I've just turned the light off.
That worked.
Oh, interesting.
So Bob Iger and Josh Damara are going to visit Disneyland Paris to visit Walt Disney Studios Park on Walt Disney Studios Park's anniversary. Are they going to think of a catchier name for that park so that I don't have to trip over it every time? Only time will tell. So this is on March the 16th. It's pretty soon. It's this week. And it will be the 21st anniversary of Walt Disney Studios Park. Now, that is not a significant birthday for a theme park. It is for a person, but not for a theme park. So the implication is that they are coming for good reason.
Ooh.
And the implication is, I'm getting this from Walt Disney World News Today. Now, I like Walt Disney World News Today, but I have said before, they report rumour. So this is not news, this is grapevine rumour. It's news that they're going. They're definitely going. But the rumour is that they are going so that they can announce and confirm the third new land for Walt Disney Studios.
Pandora.
So you'll remember, we've just had Marvel Avengers Campus. We are getting Frozen Land, and that is in construction at the moment.
It's concrete and
Woohoo.
everything now.
You can't take it away from us now. We can see the North Mountain. So, and the lake is on the way. And then originally, we were supposed to be getting Galaxy's Edge. And that, it did a bit of quiet quitting, did that. Because I don't think they ever officially announced that they weren't doing it anymore. Just everyone stopped talking about it. And then people started talking enigmatically about the third land. And then it disappeared. And then it was basically admitted to that it wasn't going to happen. So we think that they're going to confirm what that third land will be. And what we need to discuss now is, what is that going to be? What do we predict? Because this time next week, hopefully we'll know.
Pandora. It's going to be Pandora. This film's coming.
Do you know, I kind
I
of rolled my eyes when you said that earlier, Chris. But that wouldn't be so bad. Pandora's a lovely place to be in Florida. If there's a little bit more to it, maybe.
We know what you want it to be,
perfect.
though, Hugh, don't we?
Well, do you? Well, because I'd like it to be. Yeah, I want it to be Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
I want Mos Eisley. I think it'd be relatively easy to do. I'm not sure what attractions there would be there, but come on, there'd be a cantina bar. That's it.
Well,
That's
we've
all you
already
need.
We've already got Olga's Cantina there doing all that shebang.
Yeah, but in Paris.
Yeah.
It's a long time period, though.
But
isn't
I
it?
also want the Ewok village.
I want that. That'd be
Oh.
amazing.
Treetop Village. I started watching the Ewoks
That
on
would be
Disney
best.
Plus, and boy, that series does not hold up. The cartoon series.
Right, we've got a few people saying Galaxy's Edge with the fingers crossed. I think that's gone, I'll be honest. I mean, it's never been confirmed, so it might still
Can
be
you
that.
imagine if they do Mos Eisley, though? If they just surprise us and say we're doing Mos Eisley.
There's a few
people would go crazy.
There's a few people hoping it's Pandora. There's a few people hoping it isn't Pandora. Sam has says, I hope it's a land that none of the US parks have. Now, this is where I'm at. I don't want another clone. I want them to develop a new land.
Which clone do you want, Hugh?
You know what I want. I want Dino Land USA.
Maybe they could just pick it up and bring it here.
I mean, honestly, they could.
Because if they're going to get rid of it anyway.
If you could see Triceratops spin, it would fit on the back of a semi. So just ship it across in a shipping container.
Primeval Whirl is back.
But let's be honest. Let's be honest about what we know about the pattern of decision making at the Walt Disney Company over the last 10 years. Is they throw something out there, they see what makes a lot of money, and then they double down on it. This is why we've just heard a whole host of sequels be announced again, along with a whole host of live action remakes that have come over the last 10 years. Although I don't know if there's any more of those in the making. They seem to have slowed down on those. We've just got Little Mermaid to wait for, haven't we? And then
A Little Mermaid Land.
Hasn't he announced he's giving the creative rights back to the people who are creative? So it's going to be a lot less of.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot more kind of actual people who know what they're doing making films. And
Well, that's the
less
hope.
of pen pushers.
that's the hope. But what I'm saying is
Because
that
Gotopia.
it's taken him, is it 12 years? It's taken James Cameron to make a second Avatar film, and it's smashed all box office records. And Disney are just quite sensibly, they're going to be looking, right, what else can we do with this franchise? We bought this franchise, it's doing this, what can we do with it? They've already got it in Animal Kingdom, and from what I can work out, there's not much room for expansion there. Doesn't fit in any of the other parks. Stick it in Disneyland Paris. I don't want this to be the case. I think that's nailed on. I don't want it to be.
What's nailed on?
Pandora. For all the reasons I just said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about like Black Cauldron Land?
I was thinking, what's the weirdest thing they could do? Like Rescuers 2 Land.
Just like the Dark Ages land, and it's just stuff from Fox and the Hound and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm
great.
still flying a flag for Monstropolis. I think
Oh, yeah.
Monstropolis would be amazing. Thing is, that could easily have been in this most recent round of sequels, and it wasn't. You know, they favoured Inside Out. Why? I don't know. So I can't. They don't look like they're milking that franchise anymore, do they?
Aaron says Oliver and Company Land. That's New York, isn't it?
That's just depressing.
Floor level New York.
Mark Riley says, how
80s.
about another Avengers campus that's in a different universe?
When is Frozen due to open? Now, this isn't announced because they're very careful to manage our expectations. But are we expecting 2025?
Yes, I think so.
I think that was the most recent thing, Emily.
They're making big headway on building buildings now, aren't they? So
Yeah.
if you, I don't know if any of you do, but if you keep an eye on DLP Report and Inside DLP Castle at all on Twitter and Facebook, they're quite regularly putting pictures up.
I mean, is there a
Asgard
chance?
if you wanna see
It could be
diggers and that.
2024. What do you think? Is there a chance?
No.
No, you don't think so.
I think we'd already know about it.
Asgard.
Unless that's what they're coming to do. Unless that's why they're coming, is to announce when it's
Oh my
opening.
goodness, that would be exciting.
Solo Show says Black Hole Land.
Black Hole Land.
Victorian London Land, Peter Pan, Royal Pub. Well, the Royal Pub.
We're
is-
already getting a park though, aren't we, Andrew? That goes between the Boulevard and
Oh,
Avengers
yeah.
Campus. That's kind of a London park.
We're getting a Mary Poppins carousel,
Yeah.
and I don't know, maybe someone selling chestnuts.
Asgard.
That would be good. Someone selling chestnuts, wouldn't it?
Lucaville.
Jelly deals. How do you think a jelly deal stand would go down in Disneyland Paris? Little cones of crab sticks.
Well, they sell frogs' legs and snails, so
That's true.
wouldn't be that wide a step, would it?
So many options.
What are other people saying? I think Zootropolis is up there. Do you know what? I'd be downtown with Zootropolis Land coming. Now it would be a clone of Shanghai, but I'm fine with that.
Potato Land from the Mickey Shorts.
Potato Land.
Land.
Oh yeah.
They
They could tie in Peppa Pig then as well, because there's a Potato Land amusement arcade in amusement park in Peppa Pig, and Peppa Pig is now on Disney Plus, so I guess it's Disney.
It's canon.
Serious talk though, boys.
Go on.
Zootropolis. I mean, that's conceivable because they are going for a sequel, so they're invested in the franchise. They've already got it in Shanghai, so they don't have to pay for development.
And there's an animatronic rabbit on rollerblades that they've been showcasing this week.
That's true. Have you seen this? Have you seen this?
Have you seen this? You heard about this?
In the
You seen
chat?
this? You heard about this?
You've seen this people in the chat. It kept falling over, and I couldn't work out if it was programmed to fall
Yeah,
over.
it was. It was supposed to trip over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
think
think
so.
the clever thing is it's able to stand itself back up again,
Mm.
which is clever when it
Yeah.
falls
I
over.
liked when one of them picked it up to put on his shoulders. It just instinctively moved its legs apart.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it expected
It knew what was going to happen.
to be sitting on some shoulders.
Clever.
Yeah.
So clever.
That's terrifying.
Imagine the characters in the future might all be animatronic.
We're one step away from Haley Joel Osment staring at the blue fairy, and I can't deal with that. Apparently they've stopped. I've lost it now.
Stopped.
Chestnuts because of nut allergies. Roast chestnut stands in London markets because of nut allergies.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Interesting.
It makes sense though.
I like roast chestnuts.
Never had one.
Oh, it was Pauline who said it. Thank you, Pauline.
Pauline also said no to Peppa Pig Land.
Yeah, no, it's Peppa Pig Land. I mean, Hey Dougie Land, I'd be there.
Okay.
That's if you've not got children, go on a CBeebies and watch Hey Dougie because it is legitimately good TV.
And obviously Bingo on Disney Plus as well, because that is just awesome.
Bingo.
Yeah, isn't that what it's called? Bluey. Sorry, Bluey.
Bluey.
Bingo's the sister. Bluey.
Yes, Bluey. Bluey's
awesome.
good. Everyone loves Bluey.
Bluey Land. What about that?
They do live in quite a nice world.
Yeah. Of course, it's Australia, so it'd be hot, and they're not going to get that.
I just want a
Disneyland
mostly
Paris, are they?
walk through land, please.
Do you know what I want?
I don't want something I've got a queue for. Just something I can get in and enjoy.
Do you know what I want in the studios? Something where they can seamlessly incorporate some kind of adventure playground because it is such a good resource for parents. Honestly, it just gives you 25 minutes to sit down and just relax while the kid is taken care of and burning energy.
They don't have it in the studios at all, do they?
They don't have anything in the studios for it. And I don't just want them to stick an adventure playground in because that's cheap and a bit Alton Towers. But there are ways like the Boneyard in Dinoland USA. They've got the Boneyard. And it's
One of the
brilliant.
reasons it's the best land in any of the parks.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I like the idea that someone's never been to Florida and they hear me talking about Dinoland and they can't wait to see it, and then they see it and they go, "I'm going to kill him." But I love it, and I genuinely love it. It's
He
my
loves
favorite.
kitsch.
My favorite thing.
I'm already gutted that you love it so much that it's not going to exist by the time I get
Yes,
to Walt Disney
because
World.
that's how it works. It's the Hugh curse. If I like it, it's taken away. That's how it works.
I honestly, I would not be surprised if there was an announcement tomorrow and we saw the JCBs going in by the weekend. I think it's that it's hanging on.
And they
for
don't
its
even the
life.
heart to make the JCBs look like dinosaurs.
Do you know what I think? I think it's so beloved that they've decided to come to Disneyland Paris to announce it so that they're not in Florida at the time when it's announced because they're worried about the riots.
I think so.
You know, there's a pathway that we went on the last year's trip that bypasses all of Dinoland, and I videoed Lucy telling me about it. I was like, "What? We've never been on this path." And she said, "Oh, it bypasses Dinoland USA." And I said, "Who would want to bypass Dinoland USA?"
The solo shows just said Dinoland has an incredible backstory and incredible details when you look. Yeah, that's the thing, it does. It really does. And it's really well thought through. Like the actual, like the space, and it's meant to be on a car park. And if you look down, they do have like the markings of car parks. But I think that's why people hate it. But the backstory itself is very clever.
I went around and took some pictures when we were there last time because I thought this isn't going to last, so I'm going to document it. But I didn't take that many, and I wish I could have had like an hour to just go and just capture everything.
Oh, are we back? Are we back?
Yeah,
Did we make it?
we're here.
Are we back?
Sorry about that.
We're back.
Sorry about that. The short answer was the battery died on the laptop.
in amongst everything that I've done today, I forgot to switch the switch to turn the power on.
Now, Mark says they're going to announce a land that can't be made in Florida, Pride Land. Why can't the Pride Lands be made in Florida? Have I missed something?
There's no pride in Florida.
Is that a reference to legislation?
I don't know what it's a reference to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Just, interpret that how you like.
Felt like saying it.
Yeah.
And why can it be made in Paris? I wouldn't be down with the Pride Land in Paris, I don't think. It feels desolate to me.
Yeah, like we said, it should be the scar rain of Pride Land where everything's just grey.
And loads of elephant bones and stuff.
Solo show, we love Restaurantosaurus, and Restaurantosaurus, Dinosaur, and Boneyard are the reasons I don't think they'll be able to get rid of Dinoland as easily as we think. And there are great details in there, because it's, if you don't know, it's meant to be like the staff room of the archaeologists or the research party.
I just love it. Right. Should we do something else?
Yes.
Drinks.
Yes.
Hey, ole, it's showtime. All together. Your tiki 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 cup in your tiki 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 cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, I'll drink it up from your tiki 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 cup.
Chris and I are enjoying the mango drink that you brought round a while ago.
It's good. Do you know what? I've been off mango since I brought it round to you.
Yep.
And today I've found that I'm back on it.
Good.
Yeah, it's great.
I was going to drink out of my rubbish dilute bottle again, and then Hugh came over
her
just
off.
before the show and slammed my strawberry down in front of me.
I didn't slam it.
He was like, come on.
I firmly put it in front of you. It's Robinson's Fruit Creations.
It's really good.
Twice the real fruit. Zesty orange and mango.
I even like this a little bit strong, you know.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. It's just a really good drink.
Now, we have a trip report, and we're going to finish a little bit early so we can do the film review. But the next bit of news was... Also, what are you drinking in your Tiki Club? Tiki Club.
Tiki Clubs.
Do let us know. The next bit of news was Hulk meat. Hulk meat! Now, we don't have a date or anything, but there was a Hulk in his Endgame quantum suit in California for a brief amount of time, and apparently he's coming to Paris. In his face-covering quantum suit. I think there's you can see a bit of his face. But,
Yeah.
you know, I think it's so they can kind of...
So you can tell it's him.
I mean, the thing is
They can do stuff
that it will be the actual
without giving it away.
Hulk who comes to Disneyland Paris, because the characters that you meet in the park are the real people. But if you wanted to dress as the Hulk in such a situation, I think what you would do is it's like a small performer in an exoskeleton, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be if it wasn't if it wasn't the real Hulk, which it is. So it's like
I don't know what she's on about.
they've got these big exoskeleton puppets that they
yeah.
walk around in like that. It's very interesting.
Speaking of quantum suits, I went to see Ant-Man Quantum and the Wasp Quantum Mania this
Quantum
week.
You
Mania.
did do that. Was it good?
Went yesterday. Do you know what? I was a bit worried I wasn't going to enjoy it because I'd just heard so many, seen so many articles talking about how Marvel's lost its way and blah, 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 blah. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a great end to the trilogy and moved the whole MCU on a bit as well.
Kicking off Phase 5.
Yeah. In style, I think. Personally, I think.
I'm looking forward to it. I do like an Ant-Man film.
Reminded me of The Explorers 1980s film, if you remember that at all.
I had to look at what that was yesterday when you told us, and it looks like someone's made it up on AI. When you look at visuals of The Explorers, you think, is this real? Or someone just put 80s alien film into an AI generator?
I'll tell you what, by the way, without any spoilers, and I'm going to reference a film that I haven't actually watched as well, but I find it interesting that there seem to be some parallels in style and theming to Strange World. Or at least it feels like it to me when you look at it, the way in which they've made that whole...
Strange World, the animated movie Strange World.
Yeah. Okay. Which is interesting because when Shang-Chi came out, there were parallels to Raya at the Last Dragon as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought of that.
And
Thing is,
Aquafina was in both of them, but that's by the by.
Yeah,
I
true.
love Shang-Chi though.
So did I.
That
And I
film
think
gets better and
Raya
better.
and the Last Dragon was underrated as well. I'm not saying I'm putting it in my top 10 Disney films, but I think it was a solid film.
The third time we watched Shang-Chi was because we've seen it 3 times. All the way through, I just thought, this is really good. It really is. Can we do a shout out?
Yeah, go for it. Do it.
Well, listener Pamela got in touch, and they are going in 2 weeks to DLP, and Molly and Maisie are hopefully getting quite excited about it, and they would like a shout out from a very special person who would probably say something like, "Hey, Molly and Maisie, I hope you have a magical time. Gosh."
Yay!
So yeah, have fun, everyone.
I want to know, I have a question. When you kind of do your little dip off to the left,
That's me. That's like me, sort of
Centering.
Yeah, it's like it's the opposite of end scene. It's start scene.
Yeah.
I do that when I'm doing videos. When I'm editing my Florida videos at the moment, and I do this awkward thing where before I say something, I look off to the left, and it's like a kind of I'm trying to look casual, so if people see me, I don't look like I'm too serious and going, look, I'm making a vlog. I kind of look around, and then I come back into the camera, and then I say what I need to say. So there's lots of me having to clip off me looking to the left when I do video editing. Fun.
At least you know when to start when you're starting, though.
True. It's like holding a hand up or clapping.
Yeah.
Very good.
Did we have another bit of news? Oh, the AP party was the other bit of news, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that looked amazing.
Yes, it
but
did.
the thing is that we don't need to do that as news because we have a report from someone who went, which we did not.
We do.
So should we just read that instead of talking about other things?
Okay, I'm going to press this then.
Audience trip roundup.
Now we've got a couple of trip reports today, but Matthew Phillips, yours may have to wait till next week, but only because this is pressing because it's literally new news, and Miriam sent it through to me about an hour before the show started. I also got a bunch of questions as well, so we'll get onto those as well. I think before we're done, if that's all right. But we're going to kick off today with Miriam's trip report. Hi Chris, Lucy and Hugh. Where do I even start? This party was definitely a top tier experience and I can't wait to share it with all of you. I came with my two siblings and my mother. She's a wheelchair user without a disability card, but my brother does have one. The first thing to note...
That's like us.
There you go. The first thing to note is that the process to get the yellow bracelet was very well organised. We got our bracelets in 15 minutes, even though we had a bit of a queue. 4 different checkouts were open. In comparison, for the New Year's Eve party, there was only 2. We waited for about an hour to get our tickets. Major improvement here. So we started our evening in the disabled section. Only 3 of us. My sister had found a good spot near the castle just across from us. The adventure starts now, also known as the greatest opening of an AP preview ever. Got to admit, though, I'm a bit biased, since the Pirates and Princesses show Make Your Choice was the very first show that got me hooked on DLP so much. But still, I love the mapping on the castle of all the different AP events. How nostalgic. And then I lost it. My sister has proof of me going completely insane when they announced that Make Your Choice was next. I danced my heart out, was completely breathless, crying a lot. At some point, I still have a hard time thinking that it all happened. My favourite show was back. At the end of the show, Arthur declared the treasure hunt open. The goal was to find different clues all across the 5 different lands. The words were hidden, or sometimes some characters would give a hint of the word. It was a real quest, very interactive with many actors, the Mayor on Main Street, Jules Verne in Discoveryland and many more. The website didn't have issues and some of the clues were easy enough so that a child could find them. I loved that we got to discover the park in a totally different way with many characters around. Another major good point, people respected the characters. No shouting, no pushing people around to get a good photo because there were so many clues to find in a limited time. People would just get close, get a picture and leave. That was great. Did you see this? Did you see any of the pictures of it? So your wristband...
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
The wristband had a QR code on it, and you follow the QR code, and it took you to the web page, so you could do that.
That's amazing.
Really cool.
The modern age, guys. The modern age.
But the modern age being done right at DLP.
Yeah.
And that's the key here, isn't it? Because we've had a lot of catastrophes in the past. Thinking of Lime Bertie.
I don't like to talk about Lime Bertie.
Anyway, I digress. Disney Classic Celebration. At Videopolis, a really good surprise. Since my brother was not interested in the shows, my mother, sister and I waited in the regular queue. My mum could keep her wheelchair, and as we moved into the building, a cast member opened the wheelchair section so she didn't have to walk down the stairs to get a seat. The show was good with some rare characters appearances. Some highlights were Mulan and also Tarzan. Tarzan. That's
what it's called in France.
Yeah, I was saying it in French. It wasn't at all a mistake. The Jungle Book Jive, we're on our way. Oh, another favourite of mine. As we exited Videopolis, the show was ending.
We're on our way.
We thought it'd be better to get a spot for the next show as soon as the previous one was over, and we were right. All 3 of us got a very good spot, front and centre. We waited for about 40 minutes and the show started. There's not much to note here, as it was practically the exact same show, we all know, but on a castle stage. They did a great job combining all different scenes with one space, and we loved it. I still danced a bit. I didn't have as much room though, but I couldn't stay still. And finally, the big reveal. My brother wanted to be on Central Plaza for this one, so my mum stayed with my sister and I stayed with him. Very much compressed and squished for 30 minutes before the show started. You might wonder, how can a party be that good? No mishaps, no nothing. Well, this is it. The big reveal had us quite disappointed.
Oh, no.
The goal of the treasure hunt was to find the key word that linked all 5 words from the different lands. Clues from every land equals 1 word for the land.
Can I guess? I want
5 words in total.
I want to guess what the 5 words are. I think it's dream, magic,
Adventure.
wish, adventure, and fantasy. Do you think? Believe. Ooh, what should we ditch? I'm going to ditch fantasy for believe.
What,
Mango.
I reckon it was you are the magic. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is not written down here, so we have to see. Not quite Lucy, says Miriam.
Oh, so we don't know.
He's going to tell us now.
I'm
He's going to
lost
tell
now,
us
then.
now.
I'm lost. Hang on. During the big reveal, the 5 main words were projected onto the castle, and then they gave us the key word, heart. So the key word is heart.
So close.
82% of people had found it. Not going to lie, this number was fake. We would get a big surprise if 80% of people had found it. Of course, the number had to be over 80%.
So it's
The big
conveniently
surprise-
82. Conveniently.
The big
So they projected onto the castle the statistics of how many people
82.4%
found
of
it.
people.
It was a
got
pie
something
chart.
right.
With Helvetica.
Our survey said.
Or did they fill up the castle like a thermometer to how successful it was?
The big surprise was Betty and Jimmy singing Just Like We Dreamed It, and that's it.
Who?
Betty Rose, you know, the mascot of the annual pass. Do not know about these? You know about these, don't you?
I'm not sure.
They're always, whenever they do these like AP video things and podcasts and AP announcements, they always have these 2. I'm getting them up. You keep talking. I'm getting pictures of them up.
Okay, I'll keep talking then. I won't say that I didn't enjoy it, but I felt like something was missing to end on a high note. The show lasted 10 minutes. Most of them was Arthur, Betty, and Jimmy giving away words that we'd already found and sung. Found and a song, sorry. But overall, this was a great event. I loved the interactions in the land and the shows, a blast from the past, and I can't wait to know what the 11th party will be like. Thanks for the Disneyland Paris Show. I love spending my Sunday evening with you, Miriam. There we are.
We like having you.
These two,
Oh yeah, no, I still don't know who they are.
they present everything. They present everything.
Showing a picture now, still don't understand who they are.
How do you not know who they are? It's too close, Huey. Back.
Those of you who are desperate to know, the words were love for Fantasyland, rock for Discoveryland, and I forgot the last 3 though, sorry.
All right, so Miriam's revealed
2 of them were.
And then
And we know heart
the
as
castle one
40%
was
of them.
heart, and 82% of people got that one. I wonder what percentage of people got rock
Rock.
Yeah.
for Adventureland.
Rock.
For Discoveryland.
For Discoveryland.
Is that because it's steampunk? Why
I'm
rock?
interested. What I think Adventureland would be ship,
I wonder what
Wow,
you
yeah,
tree.
Thought we were going to have to bleep that one.
Shit.
Well, Mark
Mark
says tree.
thinks tree. Mark thinks tree. I think
Is
that
it,
could
is
be.
it fun?
Miriam's checking. Yeah.
I'm checking my phone.
I'm weirdly interested in what these words were. That sounds awesome.
Do you know
What got me when
there
I was
sorry, go on.
What got me when I was following it on Twitter was, I mean, rare characters are a thing that they do at AP things. They go, oh, look, 7 dwarves, how magical. But they had
Dwarfs.
Captain Nemo. They had Jules Verne. She said they had the mayor. Who else did they have? They had Arthur. You've said that, Arthur and Merlin. But that really got me because I've never seen Arthur as a character.
That raccoon thing from Pocahontas was there. I saw that. I saw a picture of
Miko.
that. Yeah, Miko.
Yeah, it was more like these weird historical characters that were really getting me excited.
Solo Show says, to quote Charlie Brown, I got a rock.
So, do you want some questions? Should we move on from this?
Yes.
Sorry, Miriam.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
you were
but-
moving on. Thank you,
Moving
Miriam.
on. Cheers,
Miriam,
Thank you so much.
still tell us what the words are, though, because
If you
there was a
want,
point.
Don't go to too much trouble.
There was a point in that report where she was having such a good time that I was going to say, yeah, it sounds like you had an absolutely amazing time. And then at the end, there was a disappointing reveal, which was a bit of a shame.
Yeah. Still sounds like it was an amazing time.
Yeah, it does. So thanks for that, Miriam. That was it wasn't too long. That she said she warned us it was gonna be-
920 words.
but
I think.
it was okay. That.
That's good to know, though. If you keep it under 1,000 words, then it seems like that's a reasonable length.
Yeah, it does.
There's a tip for you all, because we always just say make them shorter. However long you think you're going to make them shorter than that.
Do a word count.
1,000 words.
Hi, Susie.
1,000 word essay.
I was about to say that.
Sorry, you can do.
Hi, Susie.
I was just about to say that.
Go on then.
Hi, Susie. Questions. Okay, here we go. Right, I've got a few questions from a few people. So I'm going to reel these off now, and you can see if you've got answers for them. The first one is from Mo21Zeller on Instagram. Hi there. We're heading to DLP from the US next week and have never been. Can we bring our Walt Disney World popcorn bucket? Do they give a discount for refills if we can? Thanks, and see you on the live stream.
I honestly don't know the answer to that.
Can you bring it? Well, it's not up to us.
Do they even do... I mean, we've never bought a popcorn bucket. We've bought popcorn, but not a popcorn bucket. Do they even do the refill
Yes.
thing? They do.
Yes, I think... I don't know how much it costs now, but I think you buy one for around about €10 and it costs 5 or 6 to refill it, I think.
Right.
I think. I certainly used to do. When we bought ours, that was an option. We just never did.
You just never
We
refilled
just
it.
never did. I think you come with the drinks as well. If you buy the special cups, you can get a refill for less money as well, which
Yeah.
I've never looked at. But actually, it seems like it could be a good idea if you drink a lot of like soft drinks that you could go and get a
Yeah.
cheaper refill than buying a bottle. But anyway,
So we don't know.
we don't entirely know. I mean, there's no reason you couldn't bring it. I wouldn't have thought. I would say yes, you can bring
My
it.
instinct is they're going to say no.
No, I disagree. My instinct is that would be okay because the point that it's cheaper is that they're not giving you a container. You've got your own container.
My instinct is that, much like the pins, they will check to see if it's an authentic Disney bucket, and if
yeah.
it's authentic and they're satisfied that it's authentic, and there are no marks on it, then they might let you have a refill. But it depends on the place that you go to. I think you'll be all right. I guess it's quite a chunky thing to chuck in your suitcase to bring with you, isn't it?
Not if you fill it with socks.
Hey, there you go. Top tip.
Question from Solo Show: is the popcorn as good at DLP as it is in Walt Disney World? I'm going to hand this over because don't really eat popcorn.
Well, the Walt Disney World popcorn, we've just had salted popcorn, and I mean, that's fine, but
We haven't had any of this. I say I don't tend to eat it, but the sour cream and stuff from Epcot, and all the
You
can
don't get all the flavoured stuff.
No,
yeah.
we don't have flavours. I don't think.
when we go to
Sweet.
eat there, we want to fill our bellies, and popcorn's a good way of it's like a light thing that fills you up, but it's not particularly exciting. I just think there's so much more fun things to eat there, isn't there?
Mark Riley says, of course it is. They make it with 2 packs of French butter.
There you are. I think it's very nice, the popcorn there, but
Do
I
you?
can't compare it to Walt Disney World because I've got done, not never been.
Susie says 8 sleeps to go.
What? Oh, that's making me jealous. I hope the weather improves for you, though. It's been a little bit blustery.
Dad's going to love that.
Are you vlogging? Susie?
Are you asking?
Yeah.
Next question?
Yep.
Sue says you can't beat Werther's popcorn from Germany Pavilion.
Ooh,
Anything you
that
buy in the
sounds good.
Germany Pavilion is delicious.
Mark Riley says, don't believe everything I say. So I'm guessing it isn't made with all that French butter after all.
Also, he said you need a visa if you bring your own. Which, yeah, Susie is vlogging.
So the next question comes from Abby. Abby says, hi 37 Disney Street team. I have a trip advice question for a family visiting DLP in May with a 1.5-year-old. Should I purchase a ticket for Rhythm of the Pride Lands in advance? Will this mean my family can skip queuing for a long time? We are travelling... Right, I can see your face, but listen. Listen. We are travelling from Australia and don't have Disney theme parks that are busy like in Europe or America, so want to make the most of our day and not be stuck in any mega queues with a baby. We love the theatre and live shows, so have this on our DLP bucket list. Any advice would be fab. Callista, Victoria, Australia for your pinboard.
My tightening of lips was not at Victoria. Sorry, is that Victoria?
Abby.
Abby.
Victoria's where she comes
From Victoria. That's do you know? Just I said it. I thought no, that's a place.
It's Victoria who lives in an abbey.
Yeah,
In
my
Victoria.
tightening of lips was not at Abbey. My tightening of lips is that Disney has put people in this
Making
position.
them wonder to pay.
It really annoys me. In that situation, I'm going to say yes. I'm cross at myself for giving you that answer because I think the only way they'll take away these upsells is if no one buys them. But then there's situations where it just makes more sense. So yeah, by all means, I think so.
I'm halfway between on this. I spoke to my wife about this when the message came through yesterday, actually. My first thought was, hell no, we don't pay for theatre. Why would you pay for it when it's free? That's a ridiculous idea. Then my second thought was, but you're only there for a day, and you want to go in there, so yeah, do it. And then my third thought was, if you go there and you've paid for it, and when you get there there's no queue and you could have gone straight in, you're going to regret having paid for it. So what I would actually do is pay for it on the day, probably.
When's she going, sorry?
Yes, she is. In May.
I don't think you're going to be in an existence where there's no queue, honestly.
No, probably not. It depends
often-
whether it's school time or not, though. I just, if you, the thing is, you can buy them on your app, on the app, on your phone, or via the app, because the app takes you to the website. You can buy it via the app on your phone, and it's there, and you've got it then for a slot. So you could always turn up and decide on the day if you want to pay for it or not.
I think that's the best way.
I wouldn't necessarily go and try and get it way in advance just for the safety of it, because you'll be able to get one on the day anyway. And even if that means you've got it for 2 hours time, you can go and do your other stuff for 2 hours and then come back for your allotted time. But if you happen to walk over there on the off chance and you can get in, or you know it's going to be a 20-minute wait and you're not bothered about waiting for 20 minutes, then you know you don't end up paying for it. You save yourself some money.
Also, you say you love theatre and you've got a baby. Go see. It's not called Disney Junior anymore, is it? The Dream Factory.
Dream Factory, yeah.
Go see the Dream
forgot
Factory.
about that.
Brilliant show. But it's designed for preschool kids. But the thing is, if you're an adult going without preschool kids, feel free to go watch it. It's a really good show. And Mickey and the Magician.
3 quick things. Voiceover guy says 28 sleeps to go. Hoping Small World will be open. Not
They've
sure,
not announced
not
that
sure.
yet, have they?
I hope so, but
But the
I'm not
boats
sure.
are back in the water, I saw today. There
Hopefully.
was pictures of the boat back in the water, so...
Second thing, Solo Show says the official rule at Walt Disney World with refilling popcorn buckets is it's supposed to be bought during your visit, but no cast members ever refuse you refills. So, again,
Yeah, and
not sure.
that's the kind of thing that in France they would do it by the letter, wouldn't they?
They do things right.
And the final thing was Miriam got all the words, which are Frontierland was shot, Adventureland map, Fantasyland love, Main Street USA, mouth.
Mouth.
Okay. I was going to make
Because
a comment
it's
about
a more Rouge Bouche plan shot.
Mm.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if, something like that.
Pamela's just asked a question actually in the chat. Does anyone know if a ride goes down while you're in a long queue, do they give you a pass to come back? I didn't.
Yeah.
They did for us when we were... I think it has to be one where they've got fast
A pass
passes.
system.
Yeah. And we got one for Autopia, didn't we?
Yeah.
You got one for Space Mountain?
Well, I was on Hyperspace Mountain when it stopped and the lights came on,
And that's different.
and I was trapped, and they offered me one, but I said, for this? Or is it for anything? They went, no, just for this. And I went, no, I think I've had enough of this, thank you. Having been trapped in the thing for 15 minutes and not able to move or text Lucy.
Whereabouts on the... I never asked, where on the ride were you?
We were on the top of a
lift.
yeah.
A lift hill.
We're at the top of a hill. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was on Pinocchio. I'd queued 40 minutes and we were next on and it shut down and they just kicked us off.
Oh no!
That's gutting.
And yeah, we didn't get to go back on. And my parents missed out on it on that trip.
But
because of that.
Pinocchio doesn't have the facility for passes.
Where does now?
Well, no, they have fast pass entrances. Yeah, because we've got Premier Access, don't we? So they've got the entrances like Peter Pan does. And
But on any of those rides, yeah, with access, with the access stuff, there's other ways to get into the rides. So if they wanted to let people come back in, they could do.
Yeah, but 40 minutes wait worth of people coming back to a
that's a
disabled access.
True, that's a lot. Next up. Aaron got in touch. Now, you may have noticed in the chat last week, and I think I did allude to it, that they've been working their way through our classics episodes. And Aaron says that they're very happy to say they've finally made it into the Renaissance and away from Oliver and Company.
That's how we
that
felt.
when Susie's in the chat.
It was so relieving.
Susie does love that. That's how we felt. We were like, it got to a point where we were desperately like, oh, Little Mermaid's here, and then we Rescue Us 2, and we're like, we'll get that out of the way.
I sincerely lost my love of Disney when we started to get into Black Cauldron and Oliver and Company. I think that's worse than the Xerox age and the wartime films.
I'm more excited to go back and watch things like Black Cauldron again, though, than I am to go and watch even the films that I love repeatedly, because I'm still not massively familiar with them. So for me, it's all about those.
I'm going to watch
films.
Black Cauldron at Halloween.
You wait for The Wild, Aaron.
Oh yes.
The Wild it's a thing.
It made me cross, that film. Made me really cross and angry.
It did me because of clocks.
Yeah.
We did The Wild, Dinosaur and Brother Bear 3 in a row, isn't it?
No, Dinosaur was around Tarzan time, wasn't it? It was The Wild, Chicken Little, Home on the Range.
Oh, yeah.
Home on the Range is good.
Home on the Range was good, yeah.
Home on the Range
really
is
good.
surprisingly good. Tell you what else is surprisingly good. Meet the Robinsons.
Yeah, Meet the
surprisingly good. Chicken Little, terrible.
I like Chicken Little.
Right.
Anyway,
we're gonna move on.
Aaron says, "Hey all, I paid the deposit for my next Disney trip with the choir yesterday, and I'm so excited to be going back to sing at the start of the Christmas season again. Apparently, I've become the person to go to with any questions, etc. about the parks, which I think I can owe mostly to the DLP show,
Start charging.
and have been asked to write up a guide to Disneyland Paris for members who may not have been before. I was wondering if you guys have any tips, tricks, and must-dos that you think should 100% be included."
We could just direct them to the Stan Solo show.
Yeah.
Because we covered all this.
And also, direct your friend, your choir mates, colleagues, to my tips videos. You can do that as well. But right off the top of my head, I always say to people, walkthroughs, because people miss them, and they're so good and they're so unique to Disneyland Paris. That's my tip.
Should we all do a quick ride and restaurant?
Oh, I like that, yeah.
I'm going to say Pirates of the Caribbean. No, I'm going to say Phantom Manor. And I'm going to say Cowboy Cookout. I like it. It's simple, chicken barbecue chip type things, and it's just fun. It's fun up there. It's a good to go down.
Always Lucky Nugget for me. It's table service at quick service prices, and if you're at the right time, you get a puppet show, and I just really, really, really like the Lucky Nugget.
Cowboy Cookout's quick service, fast food.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
So Lucky Nugget is my restaurant, and again, I'm not gonna go ride. I'm gonna go walk through, and I'm gonna say Alice's Curious Labyrinth.
And I'm going to say Manhattan because it's pretty awesome. Which is in the Hotel New York Art of Marvel, New York Marvel Art of Marvel Hotel.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do a ride either. I'm going to say, what am I going to say, Hugh?
Aladdin's Passage.
No, I'm not. I'm going away from any kind of attraction. What am I going to say, Hugh? Come on, everyone knows this. What am I going to say?
Oh, not the Zoetrope.
No.
Any kind of attraction. Oh.
But the Zoetrope, though.
The Pineapple Whip.
The toilets behind Toad Hall.
Of course.
Come on.
Did everybody know that at home? Did we know he was going to say the toilets behind Toad Hall?
He's saying I like it, obviously.
They are good
I talk
toilets.
about them all the time. Oh, and also, not the coffee. I'm going to say not the coffee. That's my recommendation. Second question. I guess we need to wrap up soon, don't we? Also, a second one. Which cheaper hotels near the parks would you recommend for one night before moving to the Cheyenne for the remainder of the trip? I'd love to get into the parks ASAP for the first day rather than spend most of the day travelling.
Resid Home in Valderup
Yeah.
was cheap and cheerful. It's like €2 or something on like a 3-minute train ride.
And it's kind of mini apartments, so it's like a 1-bedroom apartment. So if you're there with more than one people, you can close the dividing door, and so it ends up very, very cheap. And you've got a little kitchenette and free water and crisps.
And the snacks are free because we were afraid of opening anything, but I looked it up and I was looking at reviews going, I think these snacks are free. We can eat them! Hooray!
I would say The Campanile nearby is possibly one of the worst hotels I've ever stayed in, so not there.
We also stayed in an Ibis budget once, and I believe it was €35 for the night, and that's why we did it. And I think that we got €35 worth of bed and no more. It was exactly what it sounds like it would be. So if budget is your only issue, by all means sleep there. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice.
You go to sleep there, and then that's
get
it.
out.
I do think though, because I was looking this week actually, and if my wife's watching right now, I absolutely wasn't pricing up a Disney holiday for May next year, possibly involving me getting an annual pass. But there's quite a lot of places, if you go on booking.com around Val d'Europe, that like little apartments and stuff, you can go and stay relatively cheaply for a night as well. So it's worth having a look and seeing what's there.
Yeah, there's a few Airbnbs, individual things. There's a few sort of apartment blocks that have got a lot of like flats in them, which would be better with your boys. And
I want to do Cheyenne again.
Yeah, I'd like to do Cheyenne again.
We haven't done that for years.
No, and Cheyenne is where our heart is, but I always price up Sequoia these days. Every time I price things up.
Interesting.
There we are. That's all the questions for this week. Matthew Phillips has sent in a trip report 2 weeks ago, and I did say I'd get around to it when I could. I think it won't be today, so we'll do it next week, Matthew. I know there's some older ones. I think we'll find time to put those in over the next couple of weeks, but some of them are for summer last year, so they'll start to be relevant again. So I think it's still worth hearing them, so we'll get around to it if that's all right.
Aaron's going to send us the guide when it's done.
Yes, do send us the guide when it's done.
Yeah.
We'll bang it on the website and everyone can use it, and we can pretend that it's ours.
Plagiarism.
Penny says there's a really cheap hotel next to the next junction along the motorway near the McDonald's.
Oh,
You can look into that too. Anyway, we need to get going, don't we? Because we've got a film review to do.
Yeah,
we do. It's exciting, isn't it?
We've got Tron to do for patrons. Oh, I always want to say Patreons, but
Disney,
it's
just call them
patrons.
Disney Street Pals. It's easier.
Patrons on Patreon, isn't it? Disney Street Pals.
Disney Street Pals over on Patreon.
Thanks, Chris.
You can become a Patreon Disney Street Pal for £3 a month if you want to, and for that you get to watch us rabbit on for an extra 20 minutes every week after the show's finished.
The gloves come off.
And so does the green screen.
The four-fingered Mickey gloves come off.
£3 a month. Just think of it like a tip that you put in the jar when you go buy a coffee in a coffee shop.
And it's just
£3 a month.
the money's
These
just helped us.
three lovely people.
The money's just helped us sort our equipment out. Generally make less mistakes than the ones that I've made today.
I've come to the conclusion that this is why you make mistakes, because then you can say, give us more money and we'll sort them out.
But that is not what I do at all.
No.
But we're also we're building up to a prize vault as well over there, which is quite cool. There are 4 prizes in that prize vault at the moment, but it is locked. It is locked until we figure out how it can be opened, which will be in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But the prizes that are in there at the moment, shall I tell them? I'll tell them.
Yeah.
There's 2 brick sketch Lego models. One of them's Minnie and one of them's Mickey. There are 2 board games as well: a Funko Pop Snow White game and a Hydra board game as well. But we have a number of other things that we'll add on a periodic basis, and we'll give everybody an opportunity to win this from time to time on the show. That's the plan. And when it gets won, we'll start putting stuff back in again. We'll just keep it going. We'll keep it going.
It's an exciting idea.
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, we're starting doing the classic show again. That's the other thing. And if you're a Patreon person, Disney Street Pal, you can come and join the live recording of that before it goes out as a podcast next week. And you can help us choose what the next film will be as well.
Early access. Oh, yes.
I'm just enjoying what I'm doing with my fingers. Right?
Yeah, it's creeping me out a little bit. Should we say goodbye?
It's not good for the listeners, but yeah, interesting.
They can imagine.
Yeah, they can. Just imagine.
So, thank you very much for joining us tonight, guys. I've been Lucy. These have been the boys. Bye-bye.
Peace. See you later.